Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Speed Racing Network for the presentation of Hardline Transport Solutions Rebels Truck Series here at Talladega, Alabama. Talladega Superspeedway. I mean, golly, I've done so many of them this week that I feel like I'm saying the same thing, but here we are again. Talladega Superspeedway. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. In the trucks, it is a blast to race, and it's going to be a good one tonight for sure. 2.66 mile super speedway, one of the only one of its kind, especially definitely the biggest in in North America for sure, as it just has all kinds of speed. And whenever you put 30 plus trucks out here, it's just an absolute blast. So looking forward to that here, and 4 or 5 lanes, however many you need, you can get it all here at Talladega. Let's take a look at the point standings. Michael Kostick up front, 206 with that win, and then Eric Adcock right behind him with 6-point gap between him and Michael. Andy Kurtz sitting back there in third place, Alan Nash in fourth, and it sort of starts to drop off at this point. Now there are drop weeks, so guys that have missed some races, that definitely starts to affect it as we get further into the season. Those drop weeks will start to adjust, and everybody will kind of settle in where they're going to be. But the interesting note about the point standings, normally Talladega gives you that wild card to get you into the playoffs. Somebody who may not run up front every weekend, but every race on a mile and a half short track, they can come to Talladega and get a win and get themselves to the playoff, but not here, not in the Rebels Truck Series. So if you're Jeremiah Holt back there, you got that win, but you're going to need some help if you're going to get into the playoffs, into that top 16 as we get down towards the end of the season. Let's take a look at the schedule at the moment, and we're just blasting right through it. We're already here down in the bottom half of the non-playoff schedule, and you can see got Talladega tonight, and then we've got Gateway, Darlington, Homestead, Richmond, New Hampshire, and then Atlanta Legacy after an off week for Thanksgiving. We'll set the playoffs, and the playoffs only has 2 rounds, so you'll have I said 16, but it's going to be the top 10 that goes into the playoffs, and you only have 2 races to set the final 5 race to go off in Charlotte. So man, it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting for sure. So let's talk to some people here tonight. Let's see if we can talk to Jonathan Cofield. We got him up in the booth. Cofield, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey Eddie, I got you.
Well, just want to talk to you before this race. You got the Bandits bunch. Teamwork is sort of the big thing here at Talladega. Talk a little bit about, you don't have to give away your specific strategy, but are y'all ready to go? You got your teamwork ready to go to try to come home with a victory here tonight?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go. We're just sitting here kind of chit-chatting. I'm going to try to push Jeremiah Holt all I can. He's got that one super speedway win at Daytona. Maybe he won't have to crash to a bunch of people to get it, but we're gonna see what the front looks like for a little while, and if it gets crazy, we'll back off and go to the rear. So,
all right. Well, everybody's getting gridded up now, and good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm trying to click him and get him back into Bandits. Let's talk to Andy Kurtz. Let's bring Andy Kurtz up into the booth. Andy, this is Eddie. You got a copy?
Hey man. Yes, sir. What's up?
All right. Well, we're talking to all the teams. I'm grabbing somebody from each team as y'all are getting gridded up here. How you feeling about tonight? What's BK Motorsports' strategy for this race tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't really talk about it. As expected, we all qualified pretty poorly, so means we'll all at least be together at least. And I'd love to just not worry about riding in the back or anything like that. So just try to go up front and try to control the race, and if we get wrecked, still have a fast repair. So that's the plan.
Right. Well, all right. Well, good luck to you tonight. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, man. Yep.
All right. Well, there you have it. Couple teams and their plans here tonight. As let's go ahead and give out some awards here. As we got to give out the grid now. I don't know what's going on here. Something doesn't feel right. It shows Matt Knights in the lead. However, There's cars in front of him, so I'm not really sure. Oh, he's just lagging behind him. All right. Well, Matt Knight's going to be your Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner, so congratulations to him. But let's go through the grid as quickly as we possibly can. Jeremiah Holt going to start outside the front row. He won at Daytona. Chuck Phelps, Jonathan Cofield. You got Lucas Lyons and Matt Clement. Kyle Roberts, Tracy Passons. Michael Kostick, Alan Nash is your top 10. Andy Kurtz, Spencer Gay, Steve McDonald, Brett Bieber. Travis Bieber, Davy Jones, Stephon Davis, Mickey Isaac, Brandon Wallace, Aaron Adcock. That rounds out your 20th positions. Lance Spawnberg in 21st, James Nelson 22nd. 23rd is Josh Lurkovitz, Charles Stevens Jr. outside of him. 25th is going to be Alex Veith and Curtis Soberin in the 26th position. Mike Veith, Philip Monzo, Tommy Osborne, and Gary Wright. You've got to round out your field here tonight. 30 trucks to get it done here at Talladega. Fixed setup, 60 laps, 80% fuel. So you're probably going to have some green flag pit stops, and you got that one fast repair in the holster if you need it. And I would imagine 30 trucks, all trying to get a win, especially at the end of the race. I think you're going to need it. All right. Well, Matt Knight's your Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner is going to lead us down to the green flag. 60 laps to settle this one. Who's going to come away with the victory? What team is going to play all their cards right and come home with a win? 30 possible winners here in the field tonight, and it's going to be a good one. Into the Geico restart zone, and green flag is out here at Talladega. First lap in the books, and Jonathan Cofield, Jeremiah Holt across the line side by side. Jeremiah Holt will lead that first lap. Jeremiah Holt's working with the Bandits bunch here tonight, so looking forward to seeing what they can do. Right now they lead both lanes as Matt Knights is right behind Jeremiah Holt, your pole sitter. Now we got a couple of different teams. You got Pale Horse Racing, Davy Jones, and that 19 of Matt Clement. You see him pushing Cofield out to the front. Cofield going to bail on that top line, drop down, lead that bottom one. But those two will be working together. And then you got Aaron Adcock, Alan Nash, Chuck Phillips, Kyle Roberts, Tracy Passons working together, and likely others. As looks like Matt Knights pulls off the track. He was having some connection issues, so I don't know if that was what's going on, but he pulls off the track. Looks like he's going to call it a night. So early exit from Matt Knights in that 64 truck. We're side by side here as Jeremiah Holt gives Jonathan Cofield a little bit of shove in the corner, made him a little bit nervous. You see that 58 kind of get a little wild, but man, we got three wide action in here as the 25 of Lucas Lyon goes through the middle, top side, falls down into that middle lane. So top side having a tough time staying together. As you see Brett Bieber up there by himself. Got a little help coming from behind, but Lucas goes up to the top side. And here at Talladega, you've got all kinds of different differing opinions and ideas about how they want to race things, and none of them are wrong or right. You've got some guys who just can't sit still, that's got to go and be aggressive early, and I think that's a good call. I think there's nothing wrong with that. And you got the guys who want to just sit and ride. And there's nothing wrong with that. Then you got the guys back here, like Alex V, Mike V, Tommy Osborne, who want to just stay out of trouble and hang around in the back. And all of those are great strategies and could get you the win. So that's what you love about super speedway racing, is the ability to kind of, you know, play the race a little bit different. There's no set strategy. Now, the one thing that is set is that you want to work with your teammates. Your teammates are going to be your lifeline. If you got a big enough team, then you got the numbers, you've got a winning combination. Because if we have green flag pit stops, which is possible here in the Rebels Hardline Truck Series, you need to have your teammates on board and on the same page. So right now, that's something that's on everybody's mind. With that 80% fuel, they'll be able to go probably, I'd say probably close to halfway. We'll see if they can go all the way. Of course, if they'd love to be able to go all the way to lap 30, but I don't know if they'll be able to make it that far. But we're going to find out. If they can make it to lap 30, it will be a one-stop race for fuel. And you'll come down pit road. Take fuel only under green for sure. Now, some guys might take tires under green flag condition or yellow flag conditions, but I highly doubt it. I think fuel only is pretty much going to be the call all night long, as Matt Clement continues to lead here tonight on lap 5 of 60. We got that run up at the top. We've got the 5 of Andy Kurtz getting pushed by Lucas Lyon. Lucas very aggressive at these plate races, and that has some pretty good results, as he's able to consistently get somebody up to the front every time they get put together. And you got Travis Bieber in that tide ride. Boy, do we love that. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the blue, I'll be honest. The blue main color, but like a full orange, but I won't dock too many points. And see, right now he's making it look fast as that top line. You can see where the speed comes from, is as they're all they're really tight together up in that top line. So that's where that speed's coming from. Where you see the bottom's got a pretty big gaps in the middle as well. As man, Lucas Lyon leaves Andy Kurtz out to dry, and he's going to lead that middle line. Right now, Matt Clement got the best view in the house as he is looking back at the field. And he's got a good pusher here with Jonathan Cofield right behind him. That middle line is trying to get a run here and get even. They'll eventually get it, but right now, it needs to be tough sledding for that middle and top line. Just a lot of movement going on. Guys moving around in those lanes. Really hard to really get a run. But right now, here comes Lucas Lyon with help from Tracy Passons. Big push from that 53 truck. No stages here at Rebels, so, you know, I appreciate that they're being aggressive and racing. They're getting up there and having fun. And that's what this is all about. Lucas Lyon with a nose out front. Tracy Passons going to let that truck breathe a little bit. That's something that, now while these trucks have a really big, they punch a big hole in the air, which gives them big runs and big drafts, especially when you're pushing. As you see Andy Kurtz with help from Travis Bieber. Big push on the top side. They're going to be even with the second line as it crossed the line for lap number 9. But, yeah, one thing, you can push for a couple laps, but then you have to let that truck breathe a little bit. We've seen in other series where people have blown motors pushing for too long, so that's something you need to be careful with, as I think Travis Bieber was the one that blew the motor in the ARCA series the other night. Lucas Lyon bailed on Andy Kurtz a little bit earlier, and now jumps up in front of them as they're pushing and getting themselves even with him. He comes up and blocks that run, then drops back down in front of Tracy Passons. So he's trying to work both lanes here, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop this run right here. Now Travis and Andy, they've got Brett Bieber there coming. along with some other drivers, so they'll be able to have a little bit more numbers in that top side, so it looks pretty fast at the moment. I mean, look at this, 3 wide, multiple rows deep, and you see why we love Talladega. Plenty of room to make 3 wide racing work here. Now, folks, go back here. Charles Stevens, he is not interested in that at all. He's hanging around back here, and he's watching as these guys get up there and battle at 3 wide, and he's like, I think I'll just hang around. And watch out for this wreck. Up front, catching a lap truck here. Looks like Alex Veith. Alex Veith down here on the apron here as the field's going to go by. I'm not really sure. He came down pit road for some reason. I'm not really sure. Oh, it looks like, oh, I see what happened. He got disconnected, so I know that's frustrating. So Alex Veith got disconnected, so now he's going to blend back in, but he's going to be 3 laps down. And disappointing start for sure. But at Talladega, just because your race is over doesn't mean that you can't be useful. He can push his teammates to the win, and he's back on track to help with that. Up front, that bottom line has really been sort of dominant so far. Lucas leading that middle line with Alan Nash behind him with Spencer Gay. 3rd in line, and then up top you got Tracy Patterson, Andy Kurtz, and Travis Bieber. So right now the 2nd and 3rd lanes have just had trouble with unity. Everybody's kind of moving around, moving from one lane to another, and that really hurts the runs that you can generate. It's going to take some time to get both lanes pushed up to where that bottom line is, but no big rush right now. There's no need to. I mean, honestly, if you're leading a lane, you got to feel pretty comfortable, because you know usually the wreck's going to happen behind you, but here at Talladega, you just never know when that wreck's coming, though. Watching this Chuck Phelps right behind Jeremiah Holt there on that bottom line. You can see just how much the trucks move. And, you know, nobody's a pro here, so sometimes you get in there, and especially if you run a steering ratio that's a little bit too high. I've heard some people say, oh, yeah, you got to run 14 to 1, but if you're not careful, that can make it really tough to make those precise movements you have to make here. And you can sometimes see that the cars kind of wash up in the middle of the corners as they're not able to really compensate for that. You see Chuck here, he's just riding his time. But 2 wide for the lead as Andy Kurtz gets a big push from Lucas Lyon. He's going to lead this lap as they cross the line for lap number 14. And you see just how big a deal a push can be from another driver. Pushed him all the way up front, and Andy's going to drop down to that bottom line to lead that group there coming down the backstretch. See a lot of numbers there on the bottom. Oh, Jeremiah Holt blinks out a little bit. That makes you nervous just a little bit. Oh, somebody else blinking out. I don't know who that was. I think it was Matt Clement. As looks like Jonathan Cofield's going to jump up to that middle lane. Andy Kurt's going to jump up there to try to block the run, but Cofield not going to have it. We're going to be 4 wide here as Andy Kurt's now being split down the middle. And 4 wide this early is a recipe for disaster. And, oh, it's going to be close here. Let's see if they can get it settled. Spencer Gay not quite sure where he wants to go as Andy Kurt's going to fall in line in that middle line. Great job, everybody, but people are blinking out. Matt Clement blinking out. It makes you nervous. You just don't know where they're going to be as he's continuing to blink out that 19 machine. Still gone. He's blinking in and out. And what that is a connection issue. He's just having some sort of issue. Oh, my goodness. Is now Spencer Gay is having connection issues. So I don't know if it's iRacing or what, but we've already seen Alex V get dropped. So hopefully it's not an iRacing server-wide issue. But already we've seen quite a few drivers that don't normally have connection issues have issue here as Matt Clement is going to drop to the apron and go to the back just to avoid some issues. But we got a three-way battle, 3 wide here for the lead on lap 16. They're not worried about no blinking. They're getting with it. Tracy Passons, Alan Nash, Travis Bieber on that outside. Oh, got to be careful when you make these moves together. A little bit nervous out of the 27 and 53, that Poe Man duo that got up front. And poor Travis Bieber, he has pushed so many people up to the front, just can't get any help running to get up there. Now Andy Kurt's going to jump up there and allow Travis to get to the back bumper. But Travis has pushed a lot of folks to the front. These guys are just playing around. There's really nothing to race for just yet. Still got pit stops you got to do. And, oh, my goodness, Tracy Passons gets loose. He's falling through the track, but they're going to make contact. Here it is, the big one. The big one here at Talladega. Drivers going everywhere. Smoke all over the place. Andy Kurtz, you see, is there spinning. As you see some drivers able to avoid the 21 of Gary Wright there involved. Who else? Oh, Aaron Adcock in the 17 is also involved. Quite a few drivers with a lot of smoke. Oh my goodness, it's the oh my gosh. Is Mike Veith spins back on the track in front of Aaron Adcock and makes even more contact. So, well, we made it 17 good laps before the wreck. And we are under caution here. It all started with Tracy Passons, who ended up not really getting that much issue out of it, or didn't have many problems. But let's go back and check it out here on the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. See the pack going down the corner. You see Tracy get a little bit out of shape, and then tries to catch it, and he's falling through. I don't know what's going on, but you can see. And gosh, look at that right there. I don't know if he blew his motor. Let's actually go on board. Did he blow his motor? Let's see. I think he blew his motor. I think that's exactly what happened. You can see smoke coming out of that 53. And then once that happens, I mean, look at this. Just trucks going everywhere. I mean, that's Davy Jones, Brandon Wallace. You just know where to go once that happens. You see bumpers sliding across there. Aaron Adcock going up against the wall. Go on board with David Jones. Is this going to happen right in front of him? Yeah, I think Tracy had to have blown his motor. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He blew his motor. And Davey just not sure what was going on. You can see everybody just getting on the brakes, trying to avoid it. And just some folks would know where to go there as trucks all over the track. Go on board with the 56 of Lance Sponberg. He's back here just chilling. And then the wreck's going to happen right in front of him. He's trying to slow down, but then just the whole road gets blocked up. And unfortunately, he has nowhere to go. All right, well, everybody has come down pit road for pit stops. And so 4 tires and fuel looks like for a lot of folks. You got some folks still sitting on pit road. Some drivers, not really sure why. They all have fast repairs, but they might be just trying to make enough damage repair without using that fast repair so they can save it for later. So you got Michael Kostick there And then Tracy Passons, who unfortunately had to tow after blowing his motor. He wasn't going to make it back to pit road, so he had to tow. Michael Kostick there, able to get away. James Nelson, Charles Stevens Jr. unfortunately had to tow as well. They'll get the fast repair once the tow is over, most likely. You see James Nelson pulling away right there. Looks like, no, he might have just come down pit road to fix damage. So some guys electing to kind of roll the dice, hope the damage is not too bad. They can stay out there and stay with the pack and save that fast repair for late in the race, as we are still just on lap 19 out of 60. So we still have a good ways to go, not quite halfway. So right now, we've got only a third of the way into the race. We've got quite a few drivers with their fast repair used. Brett Bieber has used his fast repair. Let's see. Travis Bieber has used his fast repair. Stephon Davis has used this fast repair. And Adcock also. Brandon Wallace, and that's it. So those drivers do not have a fast repair in the bank for the end of this thing. And you sure do hate to use it, but there are some scenarios where you just don't have a choice and you got to use it to be able to keep up with the pack and stay running. That damage is just too bad. We saw that wreck was pretty massive, so. Tracy Passons is back on the track. He is 2 laps down, though. I believe Matt Knights should get the lucky dog here, I would imagine, as he is just 1 lap down here in the 28th position. So he should get the lucky dog, I think, when they cross the line this time by. But I'm not sure. The only driver 1 lap down. Looks like we're going to green here, so it might have been Philip Monzo. So I'm not really sure who got the lucky dog. There may have not been one, as a lot of those drivers were involved in the wreck itself, which would kind of mess that part up. All right, we got everything reset. Gonna go green here. 40 laps to go in this race already. The driver's in trouble. Right now, Alan Nash is gonna lead the field down to the green flag into the Geico restart zone. The green flag is out here. Big push from the 25 Lucas Lyon on Alan Nash's rear bumper as he tries to push that 27 out as far as he possibly can. Now, I wonder if guys are going to be a little bit more cognizant of their water temps moving forward after Tracy passes and blows his motor in the front of the field. Something you really got to pay attention to. See Kyle Roberts now pushing Jonathan Cofield on that outside. Bottom line has the run. You see the pack just a little bit spread out at the moment. Takes about a lap or 2 up front. Doesn't take very long. They can get up there and push, but back here from about 10th on back, it's going to take them a few laps to get those runs generated. They'll be up there in a jiffy. See James Nelson now making a run up on the top side. You see the draft as the guys in front are having a lift, have to check up. Flat foot and get all the benefits of that draft down the back straightaway. Up front, still Lucas Lyon pushing Alan Nash out there, and Lucas now going to jump up to that top side. And you see Lucas do that quite a bit. I mean, he has been consistently moving lanes, making moves. Nothing outrageous, nothing aggressive or crazy, just good moves. Trying to find people to work with. You see right there, made the right one as he brings 3 other people with him as he takes the lead along with Jonathan Cofield and Kyle Roberts. Kyle Roberts, another one of those drivers. He'll be up near the front all race long there in that 35 machine. He loves those super speedway races, and he's one of the few that I think that loves it and has actually gotten better and is good at it. I think he, if there's somebody you want pushing you, it's that 35 machine, and you don't really want to push him, because if you push him, he's likely to be the one that's going to win the race. So. All right, after that wreck, you can see the pack is sort of spread out here a little bit as Spencer Gay, oh man, blinks out, almost makes a little bit of contact, still comes down. I don't know if he can see the drivers or not. Now he's going to slot in back here behind Curtis Sovereign, right in front of James Nelson, but almost a scary moment there as he blinked out for just a minute. Well, after that first wreck, you can see, I mean, just a little nervousness, a nervous energy goes across the field, and not racing as hard as they were before, for sure. As you see, we've got 2 lanes, but you can see just how spread out those lanes are, and the drivers leaving car links. It's like they're driving down the interstate. They're leaving plenty of time to check up if they need to. But that allows drivers like Lucas Lyons, who's being aggressive, to get up there and make moves, get up to the front, while everybody else sort of playing a little passive. Looks like connection issues have subsided as Lucas Lyons goes up to block a run coming from the top side, but unfortunately, that's gonna, oh man, he is really playing with fire now as he makes sort of a late move there on Curtis Sovereign and leaves Andy Kurtz out to dry, who had the whole lane coming with him, and Lucas goes up, and Andy Kurtz going to pay the price for that as he ended up by himself as Lucas gives up the lead to go up there into a second lane, and now all of a sudden it's just him and Curtis Sovereign in that middle lane. But you can see the power of 2 trucks, especially when they can get hooked up. It's a fun little, I mean, honestly, yeah, there is a lot of control, especially if you can push and push well. It's a fun little game that gets played up here. Is, you know, you don't want to blow your motor, obviously, so you don't want to push forever. But what you can do, if you're in Kyle Roberts' position there on the bottom, you can get right to that back bumper. Don't push until you see that top line. Get a push, then get to the back bumper and push until they run out of steam and you back off. A lot of times what you see is guys pushing without any kind of, paying attention to what the other line's doing. But if you can get up there and wait and see Lucas get that run, Kyle Roberts can get up there and push that 58, and then they can push for longer and keep Lucas from getting down in front of that 58 machine. So there's all kinds of games that can be played and strategies. That you can employ. But look at this top line as Michael Kostick. Lucas can't block that as Kostick has Stephen McDonald. Oh, it's a wreck! And, oh my goodness, Michael Kostick down to the inside. Big wreck here. As camera angles just awful. And Lucas Lyon disappears as Michael Kostick goes around. We'll try to see what happened there. We kind of missed some of it. I was actually looking away whenever they wrecked, looking at something else. Go back and see what happened there up front. And so I have no idea what happened. Let's go look at the Kinder Farm Ranch Wreckage Rewind and we'll see for ourselves. Kostick, Steve McDonald had a pretty nice run here on the outside, so I'm not real sure. Curtis Sovereign, oh, he comes up and hooks the 25. Gonna see here. Curtis obviously maybe looking at this top line a little bit too much. And you're gonna see right here, he's gonna go kind of, I don't know, for some reason drifts up the track and then sticks his nose to the right rear quarter of the 25 and just, they all wreck. Back and watch it again. I think Curtis was really paying attention to this outside run, trying to maybe side draft a little bit. Yeah, you're just gonna see. I don't know. I'm not really sure. They had plenty of room there, so just a mistake by Curtis. I hate to break it down more and more, but they're just trying to see maybe what happened. But that's all I can think of is he was watching this run here and maybe trying to side draft him and slow him down just a little bit. He was trying to push the 25 and just focus too much on that, and then at the last second tried to get back in line with Lucas. And unfortunately, Kyle Roberts involved in that to go around. See Mickey Isaac able to avoid it. Great job by him. We'll go back and watch his point. Mickey Isaac. Oh, he gets some help. Oh my goodness, look at this. See right here, the 10, Davy Jones just not going to be able to check up in timing. Actually, I think probably saved Mickey Isaac because he's going to get really, really loose there and go down to the bottom, but able to avoid pretty much everything. So, I mean, impressive by Mickey Isaac. So under our second caution, you see other drivers. Michael Kosick now going to have to come down and actually take that fast repair. And everybody coming down to get a little extra fuel. We'll see what they can do on a fuel run, but probably a few more drivers now with those fast repairs already used. We haven't seen guys like Tracy Passons, Aaron Adcock, Travis Bieber, Brandon Wallace anymore as they are playing with fire. And so we haven't seen them up front, but they are holding on for dear life and was able to avoid that wreck, it looks like. Now we got some drivers. They come down pit road, get some damage fixed. Gary Wright, Lance Sponberg, Tommy Osborne, a couple of those drivers getting some damage fixed. Kyle Roberts had to use his fast repair. Philip Monzo also, and that 138 had to use his fast repair. And I don't see anybody else that used it other than Michael Kosick. So Lucas Lyon's going to lead the field here. As we're going to have a couple waiver rounds. Tracy Passons working out really nicely for him as now Lucas Lyons comes down pit road. They're going to give the lead over to Stephen McDonald. So right now, Tracy Passons, Alex Veith going to get a waiver round here on this caution that will put them just one lap down now. So one caution away from at least one of them getting back on the lead lap with the Lucky Dog. So they'll go around the pace truck here and get that lap back as we get ready to go green here at halfway. Well, all right, getting ready take the green flag here. Steve McDonald, Andy Kurtz. Oh, lights are back on. The pace truck is everybody trying to get around and get caught back up. So the field not quite caught back up, ready to go this time. So we'll go around one more time. Chuck, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, good sir.
Well, you're back there in the 7th position. Give me an idea. What's it like out there right now? You know, we've had a couple cautions, a couple big ones. Is the feeling kind of nervous out there? As multiple fast repairs have already been used so far. Yours, you still got it in the bank. But what's the feeling out there in the pack? And what have you seen so far out of these drivers?
It's been pretty good around me. It's actually kind of been some internet issues. It seems like every car that's in front of me has kind of been blinking tonight, so I'm afraid to do any sort of, bump drafting because I don't know where they're going to be. But the race has been pretty good. I don't really have any complaints. But again, we're just barely halfway there, so.
Yeah, well, halfway there, you got to do that all over again. So just want to get you up here and see how the feeling was in the pack. Thanks for talking to us, Chuck. Good luck.
Thank you.
There you have it, Chuck Phelps. Feeling pretty good. Seemed like everybody around him, he said, was racing good. So he doesn't seem like it's too nervous out there. I thought maybe the energy would be a little bit more nervous as, we just had another driver drop out. Josh Lokovitz, due to connection issues. So I think iRacing's got a problem here tonight, as now that's the second driver we lost due to connection. We've seen a lot of people blinking out, so obviously some sort of issue going on. Hopefully the broadcaster doesn't get kicked out. But we are coming down to the green flag here, and you can see just how many drivers are down on that lower line. A lot of wave arounds or guys coming down pit road multiple times, actually. And so, going to be an interesting restart for sure. Green flag is out. Steve McDonald leads them down. He's going to get out to a pretty big little lead here, but that's going to help Jonathan Cofield and Andy Kurtz. They're going to be able to get a massive run here as they're already bumper to bumper. Here comes Curtis Sauberin to the back bumper to the 68 as the 58 and 5 come disconnected as Andy Kurtz can't really decide what he wants to do here. It looks like he was going down to the bottom and then decides to go back up the top, and Jonathan Cofield said, well, if you can't decide, I'll decide for you. He goes up, makes it 3 wide, so Andy Kurtz going to be by himself. As good Lord, Spencer Gay, or no, Jeremiah Holt, excuse me, comes in with a massive run. Oh, Mr. Where did he come from? He had a massive run that gets blocked there as he was a solo car. He had a big run, so that was almost a scary moment. Right now it's 2x2 up front. Everybody's getting wound up. You can see back here, we look at Alan Nash here in that 27 truck. You see how they're spread out it is. And it's got some guys a little bit nervous, not really to really. Oh, we got a big wreck! Oh, Gary Wright going around. Golly, I was talking about how they don't have much going on, and man, Gary Wright gets hooked. And that brings out our third caution of the night, as he calls it quits. So, man, crazy here so far. I don't even know how that happened. There were barely any trucks that were side by side, but we somehow found the right combination for another caution here. Take a look at it on the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. And I think what we're going to see is got a big run coming here. Let's check it out. On board with Kyle Roberts. You see Gary Wright in that red machine solo there in the middle lane. Kyle Roberts, Lucas Lyons with a big run. Gary Wright thought about coming up and picking it up, and it's at the last second. Just made a kind of a lazy move to dodge or to try to block that run, and it was just too late. Look at the massive run that Lucas Lyons and Kyle Roberts had. Gary just they were coming too fast for him to try to make that move. Unfortunately, that's where the wreck happened. So watch it one more time. Go on board with Aaron Adcock. See the wreck happen, and he's just trying to get on the brakes, slow down. And what a great job by Aaron Adcock to avoid that wreck. I mean, he was right there in it. Watch this again from a different view as he's able to avoid that thing and save that 17 truck that's already used as fast and crazy. You see the wreck happening up there and everything kind of going all over the place. You never know where these cars are going to go. Travis Bieber trying to avoid, going to get clipped by the 35 as the 21. See Mickey Isaac splitting the difference there as the 60 of Stephon Davis gets into the 21. Look at the 17 here. Woo! Threading that needle. Man, that was incredible. Mickey Isaac, same thing. Trying to click on him. Look at him. He had a big old run with Charles Stevens. Same thing that happened. They're trying to get caught up, and then watch on board Mickey Isaac. I mean, I'm talking about, good Lord, he wasn't trying to do that. That was just the only option he had, and the seas parted, and he was able to make it through that. Good grief. So, great job by Aaron Adcock, Mickey Isaac, to hang on to those trucks and not be involved in that. And then a few others. Stephon Davis, fortunately, was involved. Going forward with him. Might as well show you all a bunch of angles as we're just kind of pacing under caution. You can see from Stephon Davis's point of view here, right in that top line. You see everything going everywhere. He's trying to hope that that 21 truck's gone, and man, just right into the Buckies. Hit him right in the Buckies, man. But I tell you what, running these laps under caution really clicks away at any opportunity to make up some time. If you're towards the back, we'll get doubled up. We'll have a couple lanes here for this restart. It was an odd restart with everybody going back down for fuel, and that really made that bottom line just all the way around the corner of the tri-oval. But this time we'll actually have two distinct lanes, so I think that will keep those big runs like what we just saw from being a problem moving forward. But I mean, so far, look at the race recap: 12 lead changes, but 3 cautions, and they're big cautions too. They've been big ones here tonight. So a few more fast repairs used now. Kyle Roberts, Gary Wright, Stephon Davis, fast repair gone. And you're not going to get it back. Bill Monzo, I think I said he used his last time. Lucas Lyon has used his as well. And so that is, you know, we keep losing them. We still got pretty much everybody. Even people that got disconnected have come back. Josh Lukovitz is back. He's a couple laps down. Tracy Passons able to get back on the lead lap. You see him going around here for the lucky dog. So now Kyle Roberts is the first driver. 1 lap down. Alex V able to get back on lead lap as well. So a couple drivers back into this thing. We haven't lost anyone yet. Everybody has come back. Up front, though, it's Aaron Adcock. Been involved in a wreck already. Got that fast repair. Now he's up front. Stays out. He pitted 6 laps ago, so we'll see if they can make it on fuel. But Aaron in that 17 machine wants to get up front especially as you get down to about 20 laps to go. You start to have more and more cautions. You have less and less opportunity. Like right now, we're clicking off 3 or 4 laps here under caution, and you're not able to make up any spots. So if you're in the back, if you're back here in 25th, you know, you're not able to make any moves, get up towards the front. So if we keep having cautions, up front's where you want to be. And so Aaron going to be up front, and it's usually one of the safer spots for sure. As man, we're really spread out here. You can see a lot of gaps here. Still got trucks trying to catch up. And see some brake smoke back there as guys really locking them up. But here we go through the trial. We should have plenty of time for everybody to get caught back up. And Aaron Adcock going to lead us to the green flag. Gets into the Geico restart zone, but doesn't have any help from behind. Andy Kurtz with James Nelson. He's going to get a big push down into turn 1. Andy's going to be able to clear the 17 as they go down into 1, but does not pull down. So the 17 going to get back to his left rear as the run starts to generate here on the bottom. See some trucks still blinking out. I think that's Jeremiah Holt there in that 13th position as the 7 really pushing that 5 out there. Now he's going to go down the inside, almost hooks him. Oh, we got more contact as the 7 almost hooks the 5, and that's going to put Chuck Phelps in the middle. He's going to get back to the 5's bumper, and now Chuck has the opportunity to push the 5 in that middle line. Does he feel comfortable doing that? We almost had our 3rd or 4th big one there as James Nelson almost hooks the 5 there. Now James Nelson out front of that top line with help from the 58 of Jonathan Cofield. Cofield now going to go down the inside, drop all the way down to the bottom, leave James Nelson to control that top line. I think Nelson is going to be okay with that as he's got some good pushers behind him. He's got Steve McDonald, Mickey Isaac, the Super Speedway King, and Charles Stevens Jr. there in that top line along with Matt Clements. So some really good Super Speedway racers in that top line. And you see the cream kind of rising to the top as we get down here. Just 22 laps to go in this race, and we're 3 wide for the lead as Jonathan Cofield gets that push from Aaron Adcock. Gets that little bit of lead that he has, but you'll see the top side come screaming back here on the front straightaway. As, man, look at Nelson working that top side. Steve McDonald all over the back bumper. But these guys that are second in line, they have to be mindful of their temps. That's why I said earlier, sometimes it's better to just wait to see that the other folks are pushing, then you push, and then let off at the same time and control those lanes, as you don't want to blow up. We've already seen Tracy Passes blow up in front of the field, and you don't want to do that. That could be a disaster, especially here towards the end of the race. But big push on the top side, as now James Nelson going to drop down to the bottom and leave Steve McDonald with the control of that top line, and McDonald's going to lazily come down into the middle. Seems like he's indecisive about that, if that's the right move or not. And now here comes Jonathan Cofield. He's going to go around James Nelson. So a lot of movement going on right here. Guys are changing lanes, trying to position themselves with teammates. They got a Bandits 1-2 in the middle lane. And up top, you got Mickey Isaac and Charles Stevens Jr. Lucas Lyon back up towards the front. Jeremiah Holt, Michael Kostick can barely read that 8 truck. Man, I don't know. Mickey Isaac right now looking a little wild. I don't know if the bumps from Charles Stevens are a little bit aggressive. That 01 machine looked a little nervous, but here we go. We got some lap traffic. I don't know who that is. Oh, it's like Lokovitz. He pulls down off the track. Solid move by a solid guy to not cause any issues, because there was just nowhere for the guys to go. You know, this track has enough. I tell you, this is the most aggravating thing, but this track has enough to fit 4 lanes comfortably, as Charles Stevens gets a little bit nervous there on that top line, comes down about half a lane. They can fit 4 lanes comfortably. However, it just seems like whenever somebody decides to make that 4th lane, the people around him in the 3rd lines just somehow just get attracted to him, and they just run right into him and wreck and say, oh, he shouldn't have gone 4 wide. So Guys don't like to do that as, man, Steve McDonald and Jonathan Cofield almost had an accident. Steve was pushing on that right rear quarter or right rear bumper and almost got out of shape. Man, there's no way we make it to the finish here. There's just too many guys moving all over the place. It is too wide open here, and there's too much movement. I don't see a lot of stability out of these trucks. Seems like they're really struggling as Tracy Passons stays down on the apron. These guys have just gotten their lap back, so I don't know why they had to come down pit road unless it was for fuel, as they tried to stay out a couple times. So that might be what the problem is. But I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, there goes Kyle Roberts there. So I think that's what it was. They tried to get their lap back, but they needed fuel. You see Kyle Roberts going by as well now. On the bottom, pushing. Where you want to be. You want to try to control this bottom line. I talked about it before. Got a lot of power here. Bottom line, second truck. You can do a lot. You wait for the pushes coming from the top side. Push. Then as it starts to die off, then you back off. You want to stay right here. You don't want too many drivers to get out in front and drop down in front of your lane. If you're down on the bottom here, you end up, fifth in line before too long if you allow that to happen. So Aaron's doing a great job managing those pushes, making sure that the momentum, he controls that as it gets a little squirrely there. A little nervous, got a little nervous, and he pushes on that right rear bumper as here comes Cofield with a big run to the outside. But you can see how tough it is. And I'm going to tell you right now, you think, oh, it's easy, just hold it wide open and go full throttle. It ain't easy. It is one of the most stressful, sweat-inducing type of racing because you're doing fine inputs with your muscles, just very fine. Your whole arm from your wrist all the way up to your shoulders is tense as you're making those small movements just ever so slightly to get to somebody's back bumper and stay there. And man, that will wear you out. Start sweating, and it's a good sweat though. Right now though, 2 by 2 here is Andy Kurtz and Mickey Isaac. Charles Stevens Jr. continue to try to make that top side work. They just lack in numbers. And Mickey Isaac can definitely push him, but can only push for so long. We've already talked about that. Just look how everybody's kind of weaving. You kind of get a feel for the pack is just a little nervous. It just seems like there's any moment they could have troubles. Aaron Adcock going to jump in front of the run from the 58. And now James Nelson leads that bottom line. And now Aaron Adcock going to go to the lead here. With just 15 laps to go, it is time to make your move. Aaron Adcock now going to drop back down to the bottom and say, hey, James Nelson, you remember that time that I went around you? Push me now. So I don't know if James Nelson would be glad to do that, but James really has nowhere to go at this point. Big run from the top side. Andy Kurtz gets a big push. Mickey Isaac definitely being a real... I mean, he's doing a great job up here, but how long can he push before that truck gets overheated? It looks like it's now as he starts to fall back. You see him come off the back bumper, and that top line almost immediately drops out. Ooh, I can feel it. Feel it right down in my gut. I can't tell if it's that or what I ate earlier, but I feel like something's about to happen. We've already seen a couple wrecks happen. Big ones. There's faster pairs. This next big one likely to take out a majority of the field as we still have everybody running out there on track. This next big one could be a race ender for everybody. So what are these guys going to do? Lap 46 of 60, just under 15 laps to go here at Talladega. See that top line fall back again. He's got some help now. Josh Lokovitz, who's 4 laps down, but going to help his team try to get that top line going. Mickey Isaac really needs, at this point, he's done such a great job that it's tough, though, as he really has to let that truck cool down. So it takes a little bit before he can do it again. I thought Chuck Phelps was going to try to jump to the inside of Steve McDonald. McDonald comes up off the line a little bit, but look at the big push that Andy Kurtz has on the top side. Look at the run. Mickey Isaac doing work out there on the front, on the top side, excuse me. He was able to get him up there, but just not able to get him that much further. Now that's going to stall the line out. Going to get back to him here before the trial. We'll try to push him even further. Top line has way more potential than any other line, but it takes a lot of work. Right now, that bottom line really struggling as it's breaking apart. That's going to allow Steve McDonald and Cofield to maybe pull down. If they might do that before the 17 gets another run, what do they decide to do? Aaron Adcock's like, hey, 7, push. Got to push. James Elson going to get to his back bumper. And you can see the top line really soaring right now as Steve McDonald gets the 58 a little bit loose. Here comes Andy Kurtz down to block that middle lane. Oh, it was a late move. As you see, the 58 was a little squirrely trying to get back to his bumper. Now is Andy Kurtz going to stay there with the 58, or is he going to drop down in front of the 17? It's the bottom line just not getting the pushes they need. The bottom line just struggling here as the middle line and the top are now the dominant line. Oh, Andy Kurtz going to make contact. They're wrecking in front of the field. Andy Kurtz, Mickey Isaac go down to the inside. No caution just yet. Caution not out as they're still running. Green flag continues to wave as guys are wrecking down on the infield. Jonathan Cofield was wrecked there. But Chuck Phelps going to take the lead with about 11 laps to go. I thought for sure that was going to be a caution. Oh, now there's going to be a caution. It's now James Nelson, Spencer Gay. Oh, big hit from Davy Jones. And now for sure, the caution is out. My goodness, there's a lot of stuff going on right there as Chuck Phelps is going to take the yellow flag, and he has got the lead here with just 10 laps to go here in this race. Go check the first replay of the first wreck out here. This is on the front stretch. Try to see if we can find out what happened. Yeah. Go back a little bit. You see maybe a bad push right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it gets right to it. We've seen that all night long, and Andy almost had it saved, but then overcorrects back into Mickey Isaac. And these two drivers go down on the inside, and no caution came out at that point. So they keep racing. I think everybody assumed that would be a caution, so they kept running. And you see Chuck Phelps able to take the lead. And then, you know, it's one of those things where guys are just not able to just kind of chill for a second. It looks like, Charles Stevens had some sort of issue with his truck as he was really off the pace. Yeah, he's off the pace. I mean, look at him. He gets almost past immediately. He's going to drop down to this middle line. And you can see the middle line just not going anywhere. And really checks it up. The 54, big hit to the 68. Let's see it right here. Just a big show. I mean, just massive. Just no way to recover from that. It's sort of a domino effect as he goes spinning. Others, I mean, golly, Davy Jones, massive hit. And was really, as they say, toe up. Go on board with him as he trying to slow down for it. Got it, missed, and just gets clipped right in the right rear. The wreck happening right here, and you're going to see the 10 tried to slow up for it. Matt Clement comes down the track and just clips him. Not really sure why Matt came down like that unless he just had some damage. Try to pause it here so I can at least find the 19 in the list. See what happened to him, because he just came right down the track. Checking up. Oh, he had a massive damage on that 19. I'm sure he didn't have any kind of steering, especially at that speed. Fortunately for David Jones, hits that right rear and just sends David Jones right into the wall. Watch this hit right here. It's just the worst, too, because you think, oh, I'm going to miss this thing. Look, I've got a big old hole here to make it through. I'm going to miss the wreck. And all of a sudden, just get right hooked. And there's just nothing you can do as you're along for the ride. Well, big damage and a lot of folks now in trouble as David Jones now lapped down after spending quite a few minutes getting towed back to the pit road, get his fast repair. Kyle Roberts still a couple laps down, so is Gary Wright. But a lot more fast repairs used now. Mike Veith, Andy Kurtz, fast repair gone. Curtis Sauber and Tommy Osborne, fast repair gone. Jonathan Cofield, Spencer Gay, Charles Stevens, Philip Monzo, Matt Knight, fast repair gone. Matt Clemens, James Nelson, Brett Beaver, Brandon Wallace, Lucas Lyon, all of them gone. As, man, that was a big one. And, hey, we still have everybody running except for Michael Kostick, who is now coming off pit road, getting his damage fixed. So we haven't lost anybody just yet. So a testament to fast repairs and, you know, for better or worse, their ability to keep you in the race. I mean, because there would only be, if fast repairs weren't a thing, there would only be Chuck Feltz, Alan Nash, Lance Sponberg, Alex Veith, Matt Knights, Steve McDonald, Mickey Isaac, and left in the field. So, good thing we got them, because guys definitely needed them. Now, you could use a fast repair for minor damage, too, so not saying everything would be race-ending, but, you know, it's still with 8 laps to go here, man, you wish you still had that fast repair, I'm going to be honest. So, Chuck Feltz, Alan Nash up front, they've got the best opportunity. Chuck has won at Talladega before. He knows how to get it done. He's going to lead the field down as we're only going to have 7 laps to go here as we take the green flag, but there are still 30 drivers in the hunt. Into the Geico restart zone. Chuck going to slow roll it. I think that's a great decision. Try to get the 25 to his bumper as soon as possible. Now, what you don't want to let happen is Lucas push you out too far and then bail on you, because then you drop like a rock, like a parachute. So if I'm the 75, I'm trying to drag a little bit. I don't want to get out too far ahead, but, you know, when somebody's pushing you like Lucas is, there's really not much you could do. As, man, it looks like maybe Matt Clemens having some issues there on the start. Don't know if he's off the pace or what, but just did not have a great start as guys are continually going around him. So I'm not sure if he has some sort of damage as he's still losing spots. But up front, Lucas Lyon's going to block the second lane, going to move up to the top side, lead Chuck. Now he's got Alex Veith there in the 5th position down on the bottom. But the big run, look at the runs the whole pack is having as everybody gets up to speed. It is about to be a mess as you got some big runs. You got Steve McDonald, you got trucks blinking all over the place. Andy Kurtz on the back bumper, the 68. You can see the power of the trucks. Why we love the trucks here at Super Speedways is the ability for 2 trucks to make a lot happen. As James Nelson pulls out and goes to the back. He says, oh, I know what's about to happen. And he decides to call it here with just 5 laps to go. Steve McDonald with the lead as Lucas and Brett Bieber take the bottom spot. Then we got Brandon Wallace, who's been hanging around the back all race long. He's up there pushing that middle lane as the top side's going to get a massive run here with Andy Kurtz pushing with Matt Clement there. Matt, obviously, no issue at all after that slow start as he's back up here, 3rd in line on the top, that top side, getting ready to bail down to the bottom at some point. Here they come. Well, pull down. Oh, my gosh. Matt Clement trying to clear himself, but he's 3 wide. Now the bottom. Steve McDonald, Andy Kurtz control that bottom line. Who is going to get the push now? Is Alan Nash looking for some help? Where's it going to come from? Lucas Lyon cannot stay in a lane. It's the most ADD plate racing I've ever seen out of the 25, but he continues to stay up front doing it. And he is trying to find where the fastest lane is. Alan Nash decided, hey, you've been bailing on the lanes too much, but Lucas is going to force him. Now he's going to go back to the inside. We're going to be almost 4 wide. Here we are 4 wide. As now Alan Nash going to be left out to dry. Brandon Wallace going to cut him a break. Well, I'd love to see that. That is a race. That's the move of the race right there. Is now Charles Stevens decides, I want to lead a lane. And you see a lot of movement as Steve McDonald, Andy Kurtz, Brett Bieber lead this race. And it just, man, if you're Aaron Adcock, this is not a good feeling right here. That's 17 is, you just see all the trucks moving around, a lot of checking up, big runs coming, guys moving lanes at the last second. This is a scary, scary spot to be in if you're the 17 machine, but there's nothing you can do. You got nowhere to go unless something opens up below you or above you. You've just got to get to the back bumper and push and hope that something happens in your favor. You can see Brandon Wallace being a little nervous about getting too close to the back bumper. That you see him constantly dragging the brake back, but man, they're getting a big push here. As now Aaron going to get to his back bumper and checks up a little bit. As, oh my goodness, up front, it's getting wild. Side by side, Charles Stevens made the right move as now he leads that middle line. Got a big push from the 27. 19 gets into the wall. He's into the wall again. Here we go. Big wreck. Another one. The big one. Oh, my God. It's a massive wreck. Oh. Unbelievable as that took out a ton of trucks. I mean, you got the 27 of Alan Nash, Jonathan Cofield. Caution is out as that was a massive wreck, and it all started with the 19 of Matt Clement. Let's go back and see what happened. We'll go here on the Kinder Farm and Ranch wreckage rewind. You're going to see Matt trying to keep up with the bumper, and he gets behind. You can see he's trying to keep up with it. He's trying to, oh my goodness, and just got into this. You kind of, and I'll almost slow it down so I can say what I need to say. We're going to see right here. So he's a little bit low. All right. And so he's trying to keep right on that back bumper. And so you're going to see him he's going to get high here to the right. He's going to come back down. Now he's too far to the left. Now he's got to go back to the right. Now he's too far right. So now he's in this mode. Now he's getting into the wall. So he's trying to get it off the wall. Now he's trying to come back, and you see he's in something where he can't get out of. He just can't get out of it at this point. He's trying to stay out of the wall, but when he does that, just not able to keep the thing straight. And it's tough. But watch how fast it happens. You see, he's just trying to push the 25. They make a little contact, but he's trying to follow what Lucas is doing, stay right on the bumper. You're going to see him. He just gets behind here on trying to stay left. Oh, no, right. Gets to the wall a little bit. Left, right. Now he just can't. He can't. It's too late. And, man, wow, what a massive wreck. You see the 17 goes around of Aaron Adcock, who saw it there in the middle not too long ago. See, there's nothing you can do once all that starts happening. He's getting pushed from behind. and Stephen Gay back here. And I mean, it's, everybody's pushing. So once all that happens, there's just nothing these guys can do. As they're getting pushed from behind, and you see Aaron just gets just nothing he can do. Is trucks, look at that, everywhere. Just a massive wreck. That was a majority. I mean, at least 5/7 of the whole field, I would say, for sure. Just a massive wreck. I wish I had a big. Let's watch this view right here. Gonna see the 19th start to get into that mode where he just can't get it. It's already gone here, and it's just a matter of time. And boom, look at this. Just look at how many trucks are involved. Alan Nash, Andy Kurtz there, and you see Brett Bieber just barely gets clipped, and he goes around. Trying to see if any trucks actually made it through that mess without getting into anybody. Man, just incredible as they continue to wreck. Trying to see. Let's go on board with Lance right here. I think Lance Svanberg here had one of the best views. See the wreck happening here. Every truck's going everywhere. And let me look at this. He can't see nothing. And look at that. I don't think he made contact at all. What a great job by Lance Svanberg there. Wow. Watch this. I mean, just incredible. This is the whole field wrecking here. Look at all that smoke. And Lance in that 56 truck able to miss all of it. Man, look at trucks going everywhere. Spencer Gay up on one wheel. There's 5 trucks just clobbering each other there. And he just slows down enough to keep slowing down at the right moment. And Alex Veith's going to go right across his nose. Holy moly. Well, all right. Well, lights are off on the pace truck. And guess what? We have one of 2 green-white checkers here for the finish of this thing. And the field is definitely thinning out just a little bit as Jonathan Cofield is out of this one. Spencer Gay is out as well. We got quite a few drivers spending a lot of time on pit road. Aaron Adcock got a lot of damage fixed, about a minute 42. Michael Kostick there in that 8 has been involved in every single wreck. Is a minute 22. Matt Clemon about a minute and 8. Davy Jones had the most, 3 minutes 13 seconds he had to get repaired. So gonna be a wild one, as there is a big gap on that second lane. I don't know if it's supposed to be there. Jeremiah Holt needs to tighten up, because I don't know if there's a disappeared truck there or something. I'm not real sure, but he is not tight on the back of Lucas' line. Lucas probably like, hey, man, get back here and push me, because Lucas was about to be in big trouble, I can tell you that, as they go down into the Geico restart zone. Charles Stevens gets a big jump on the field, and oh, I don't know about that. That is nervous. Charles Stevens out there on an island, as Brandon Wallace does not get going just like he would like to. So now it's the 88-25. And Charles Stevens, without much help here, I just don't know what's going to happen here. Is Lucas, is he going to go to the outside? He is. Not even going to think about it. Charles Stevens now in trouble. He got out too far. Is anybody going to come to his aid? Probably not, because they're wrecking behind him. James Nelson involved. Some other drivers down, but here they go. going around the 88. The 88 just no help as he was so off the pace once they got up to speed. But no caution still as they were wrecking, but no caution. Now Jeremiah Holt's going to try to get down to the bottom, and he does. Now it's a 6-car truck race. They can tandem up here. White flag is out here at Talladega. Oh, Steve McDonald. Oh, they wreck here. Oh, my goodness. Brandon Wallace wrecks. It's a 3-car race now. Does anybody have a run? 2 trucks. All they have to do is get connected here back somewhere, and they're going to come and win the race. But right now, it is a 25 and the 68. Here comes Charles Stevens. Where's he going to go? Lucas going to block. Now the 88 going to push him. Now it's a 2-car race. The 88 going to push. He's going to have to make a move. Does he have the opportunity? Just 2 cars going to race. He makes the move before the tri-oval. He's going to make another move. They go down through the tri-oval. Who is going to win this race? They're door banging. They're banging doors. Coming to the start-finish line. Who wins it? Lucas Lyon wins it. Comes across the finish line. And who once said that door banging across the line, not cool. But when it comes down to you winning a race, door banging is on the table. And that's exactly what they did. And Lucas Lyon comes across the start-finish line and takes the win here tonight at Talladega. What a wild finish, as there were only 2 trucks there able to take that. Oh, my goodness. What a crazy, crazy finish. Great move, though, by Charles Stevens to try to get that win. But they get hooked side by side, and that was it. Let's go back on that restart. As you see, Charles Stevens Jr. getting pushed out there and has such a massive lead that now Lucas Lyon has all the control here. So he's able to get to that 88 if he wants. But all it would took for somebody back here to get locked up with bumpers, and they would have pushed themselves from here all the way around and gotten around. But you can see a wreck happening behind with James Nelson and others. But right now, Charles Stevens out on an island by himself, really no help here. He was going to be in trouble. Then Jeremiah Holt comes down in front of him. And that's going to give him somebody to push here. And so it's an ideal situation for just about everybody, is you have 6 trucks here. And you're going to see Jeremiah Holt. Don't know if he gets some help or what exactly happens. Yeah, Charles Stevens actually gets into his right rear. And now the 68, the 25, the 68 probably wanted to get down there and maybe push the 25 to keep Charles Stevens from getting back to him. But he goes side by side, and they're going to kind of side draft each other down the back straightaway. And Charles Stevens going to try to make a move, but Lucas knows it's coming. He goes down and blocks it. He says, no, you're going to push me. Gives him a shove. That essentially takes the 68 out of the race. So now it's on Charles to make the move at the right time. When are you going to do it? If he feels the run here off the corner, he's going to pull out. Didn't quite have the run he might have needed, but still was able to do a great job here as he continues to have forward momentum, even after contact. They go up. Lucas Lyon, door bangs. Charles Stevens comes up, and right at the start-finish line, Lucas Lyon able to get the run. And, man, Steve McDonald, as they were door banging, had an opportunity there. As you can see, they were really slowing each other down. And what a finish. That's a wild one. I haven't seen a finish quite like that. Man, well, Talladega sure does know how to bring it, and that's exactly what we had tonight. I mean, that was just crazy. I'm sure there's a lot of folks that are unhappy, but that's the way it goes. There's only usually one happy fella at Talladega, and right now that's Lucas Lyon. Let's go through the results here as we wait on everybody to get up into the booth. 5 cautions here tonight as those 3 take the top spot. Alex V comes home in 4th place. What a great finish for him. Curtis Sauber in the 5th place. Alan Nash in 6th. Tracy Passons recovers after being a couple laps down and comes home in 7th. Matt Knight's in 8th. 9th is Jeremiah Holt. Mickey Isaac is in 10th. 11th, Chuck Phelps. Aaron Adcock in 12th. Brett Bieber comes home in 13th. Philip Monzo in 14th. Your points leader, Michael Kostick in 15th. Matt Clemon in 16th. James Nelson in 17th. 18th, Tommy Osborne. 19th, Brandon Wallace. Brandon, not Brandy Wallace. The 20th, Travis Bieber. Stephon Davis in 21st. Mike Veith in 22nd. Lance Sponberg in the 23rd position. Andy Kurtz in the 24th position. Davy Jones in 25th. Kyle Roberts, 26th. Gary Wright in 27th. Josh Lokovitz in 28th. 29th is Spencer Gay and Jonathan Gofield in 30th. Well. That was a wild finish, but congratulations to Lucas Lyon, who came away with the victory. We're going to jump right into the Flexible Freight Solution post-race show. Get ready to talk to some of these drivers, see what they thought about the race, and see what their opinion of it was. Did they like how it was, how it went, or what? We're going to find out all those answers here in just a moment. I'll tell you what, we'll give out some awards here tonight. And tonight, second place finisher is also your No Neck Fast Repair Hard Charger, and that is Charles Stevens, starting in 24th, made up 22 spots to come home in that second position. The No Neck Fast Repair Hard Luck Award, I feel like you could give that out to a majority of the field there at the end. And I'm going to give it to everybody from 5th on back. It's going to be the Andy Kurtz Hard Luck Award winner. 5th on back. Congratulations from 5th all the way to 30th. You are the Hard Luck Award winners. So congratulations is, man, just a lot of wrecks there. And some tough finishes for sure. But let's get to our third place finisher, Steve McDonald, and see what he thought about this race. Steve McDonald, this Eddie in the booth, got a copy.
I'm doing good, Eddie. How you doing tonight?
Well, I am doing great. You come home with a third place finish. You're up front, battling, pushing your teammates all race long, and there at the end, you kind of got left out on your lonesome as everybody was wrecking behind you there, and you moved to try to pass Lucas Lyon, and then he got a run and then got a push from Charles Stevens after he made a late block, and you were kind of left out by yourself. But coming to the start-finish line, they were door banging, and you kind of felt like you had a little run there towards the checker flag, but just came up a little bit short. Tell me about your race tonight. What was it like out there and there at the end when all that was going on?
It went good. I can't believe that I made it without you having to use my fast repair. So I just avoided all the trouble. Kept the truck clean. I had like 37 seconds worth of damage one time, and I got it fixed. And then I was just riding the rest of the time. I know that one time me and Kostick had a hell of a run on the outside, and just as soon as we got to the front, the caution come out. And I think that's where I got that damage. But for the most part, I kept the truck clean, and it was a good run. I was hoping that Lyons and Stevens was going to take each other out at the end right there.
Well, came up so close as you're coming to that finish line, you could almost taste it. But just came up a little bit short. But still, you're up front all race long, had a lot of good runs, was making up a lot of speed, and was able to push a lot of guys up there. So congratulations on your third place finish. I mean, that's pretty much it. We saw the whole race. We saw the finish there. And so I just want to say congratulations. You did a great job here tonight. Who you got to thank getting you around the track?
I want to thank Chuck Pegleg Phelps for the pole award, Andy Kurtz for the Hard Luck Award, the Hard Charger No Necks Fast Repair, Wreckage Rewind, Kendall Farm and Ranch, and the post-race flexible freight solutions. And thank all my teammates at Bandits.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your third place finisher, Stephen McDonald, who not quite able to get that win, but very, very close. Now we're going to talk to your second place finisher, and probably my favorite truck, my favorite paint scheme for sure, is Charles Stevens Jr. Charles, is Eddie in the booth got a copy?
I got you, Eddie.
Well, what a wild race. You were kind of hanging around in the back for a while, just biding your time, making sure that you kept that truck under you. Rex, hard to avoid tonight. Even if you tried, it seemed like they would just find you. But that was the same for everybody. And there at the end, you had the opportunity with that lead on that restart. Tell me about that last restart, what you were trying to do, and how did it work out? Did it work out like you wanted it to?
It definitely didn't work out the way I wanted to. It seems like as soon as that restart came out, and everyone went to the top side and just left me at the bottom. So I guess I don't have too many friends in this league. But yeah, I kept tried to side draft the outside lane to get back up to him. And then I don't know who it was that came across my nose to get to the bottom and self-spun across my nose. But other than that, I think it was a pretty good race. I just like how some people complain about getting raced one way to the line in the first race of the league season here, but then races me the same exact way. So I'll definitely put that in my my black book, and I'll definitely remember how he races. So.
Well, that's definitely strong words. As you were coming down to the checker flag, y'all were door banging, coming to the finish line. I mean, what else could you have done there? Is there any regrets as far as what move you made or when you made it, or did you feel like you made the right move at the right time there coming to the checker flag?
I think I definitely made the right move at the right time, crossing him over because he went high to try to block me, and then I turned back underneath him, got down to the yellow line and nose on him. Had the run coming to the line, and he just took a hard left into my door and tried to force me below the yellow. The same exact thing that happened to him earlier in the season. So it's definitely unfortunate. I think I would have had that race if he didn't just decide to door me. But like I said, it's still a second place finish from starting 24th, and I'll move on and just remember that and just keep that in the back of my head.
All right, well, man, congratulations on the second place finish. So that was awesome. Who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout outs?
Just thank my team over at Dark Horse, especially you, Eddie, up in the broadcast. I love going back and watching these broadcasts with you. And then my friends and family and everyone that supports me in my racing. So that's about it.
All right, well, there you have it. Second place finisher, Charles Stevens Jr. What a great finish. But the man of the hour, wild man, ADD racer himself, Lucas Lyon. This Eddie in the booth, you got a copy?
That I do, Eddie.
Man, wow. Well, your race was exciting, and you definitely were putting on the best show out there as you were really trying to find where that truck works, who you can work with, and you were willing to move all over the track at any point in time to make it happen. I called it like ADD plate racing, but in a good way. So first off, tell me how that truck was handling. How was it out there in the field? It seemed like everybody was a little bit nervous. Did you feel that? And what was your plan of attack? Is like I said, you were moving all over around the track more than just about anybody else.
Yeah, Eddie, I went to Target before the race. I hopped in the car and I was like, it was pretty nice. So it was on sale. So I decided to go ahead and get this truck, and I wanted to go fast tonight. So I got some big red and started chewing that. If you're not chewing big red, then you can go somewhere else, And I felt like I was on a spaceship, man. I was praying to Tom Cruise, asking where I should be and stuff like that. And I really wasn't too nervous at all. My daddy's been racing for years, and that's what my mom always told me. So I decided to start racing. And at one point I was scared of kind of flipping through the air, but luckily I didn't catch fire and had to pray to baby Jesus or anything like that. But like I said, I wasn't nervous at all. You got to find where the momentum's definitely at, and luckily none of the ninjas were trying to get me on the racetrack. I know some people aren't a big fan of me, but there's a difference between forcing someone in the grass that's not part of the racetrack and not forcing someone beneath the yellow line at Talladega. Once I realized that he was about to go underneath the yellow line, I kind of turned the wheel to the right, give him a little bit of room. He started coming back up, so I went back to his door to try to slow him down a little bit so I could get the win. At the end there, I was trying to work with Steve and do a little bit of shake and bake there, and try to get Bullfrog up there, which is Jeremiah, and kind of sucks he got wrecked, but I felt like it was a pretty good race.
All right. Well, Lucas Lyon in here speed running Talladega Nights quotes and doing a halfway job of them as he is. I'll give you one. You did a little bit of there coming to the start finish line. You did a little bit of shaking, cooking something in the oven, and we're able to do a little bit of door banging. And we love to see that here on VSRN. Guys battling, coming to wins, banging doors. Not everybody's ever going to be happy, and especially the guy that finishes second. He'll never be happy about that. But, man, I love it here at VSRN, and I love to see that you love it because it's a lot of fun. So, really, really awesome. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when's the last time there's been a plate race where they there's only 2 cars that really had a shot there, and it's hard. I mean, talk a little bit about that whenever, and just be real for a second. Talk a little bit about what's it like. You're constantly dealing with 3 wide, 2 wide, 2 different lanes, multiple pushers, and then there at the end it's just 2 drivers. What changes your approach as you come off of turn 4, knowing that he's going to make a move, but and how do you deal with that with just being 2 trucks?
I knew he was going to try to go to the top side out of turn 4 because when you have a run, you're going to have to take it, especially with only 2 trucks like that. So I tried to block that. Once he got underneath, I didn't go down anymore. I did 1 solid block because every time I see somebody try to go for a second block, they end up wrecking themselves. So I just decided, if he gets to the bottom, he can have the bottom, and I'll try to door bang him, slow him down, like what Carl Edwards did at Phoenix, but just try to do a little bit better job at it. And it's really different only having 2 trucks really have a chance there at the line. I try to work with Steven there at the end, but once he got to my outside, he slowed me down quite a bit, and I was like, well, if I try to get in line behind him, I'm basically throwing away my chance at it. So I side drafted him back, and then when I saw Steven coming, when I saw the 88 coming, I decided to block him because if I didn't, I was going to lose my chance there also. So it's definitely really different. You got to take a different approach to it, and I'm just happy to be on top where I felt like I should have been the first race of the season.
That's right. Well, man, like I said, it's so much fun to watch you guys door banging. I tell you what, if money was on the line, I guarantee you they'd be door banging coming down to the checker flag. So awesome race there at the end, and congratulations to you, man. So as always, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and thank everyone at Bandits. I want to thank a few new sponsors that are on: E-Racing Designs, Flawless Creations, Gaming Chef, Honor Home Loans, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, everyone who sponsors this league week in, week out. I know I miss a few races moving into my new apartment and stuff like that going on, but 213 Simware, and just everyone who tunes in each week and all the sponsors here at Rebels.
All right, well, there you have it. Race winner tonight, Lucas Lyon, with a thrilling last couple laps. He was able to get the win with Charles Stevens. Steve McDonald just punching the air as it needed about maybe, 100 feet, and he would have been the winner. But Lucas Lyon, what an exciting finish. And like I said, just ADD plate racing all night long, moving lanes all over the place. But, hey, that is how you learn, during the race, what you could do, what the truck's able to do, and be able to apply it at the end of the race and get the win. That's, that seems to be the race winning strategy. So he got it done tonight. Just a great race all around. Wild, but 30 trucks to be expected. A lot on the line here. Everybody wants to be the Rebels champion. And so a lot of wrecks, a lot of big ones, but man, still exciting. That's why we love Talladega. But Lucas takes home the win here tonight. And yeah, I don't know, not much else to say. Great finishes by Curtis Sauberin and Alex Veith there in 4th and 5th. Some disappointing finishes, for Spencer Gay, Kyle Roberts getting caught up in things. They're just not really ever able to recover. So, but that is, man, that's it. Man, what a wild and crazy. They'll be talking about this one forever. I mean, if you want something that's some Discord fuel, that's the one right there. So there's going to be a lot of discussion, especially over, we had that at Michigan, the first race of the season, one of the most exciting finishes I've ever seen. Door banging, lots of opinions about that. And then now we got something else to have some opinions of. So I'm sure a lot of folks will have their opinions and their ideas. But for me, it's awesome because I got to see an incredible finish. And if you were a viewer, you got to see a great finish between two guys fighting their hearts out to go get that dub. And Lucas Lyon was able to come out on top. So another great finish here in Rebels. A lot of fun. This season just going to keep on going. And we're going to keep having finishes like that over and over again. So thank all the drivers in the field tonight. Like I said, I know it was messy, but it's Talladega, and that's the way it is. But I want to thank all of our sponsors: Flexible Freight Solutions for the post-race show, Chuck Pegleg for the Polo Award, No Neck Hard Charger, No Neck Fast Repairs for the Hard Charger, Andy Kurtz for the Hard Luck Award, and of course, Hardline Transport Solutions for sponsoring this series. Mike Bertosa, definitely appreciate him. Miss you, buddy. If you're watching, Bertosa, come back and race with us, man. Been missing you. So, all right, guys. We all have a great night. We're going to get on out of here. We will see y'all next week as we take on Gateway. It'll be a lot of fun. So, all right. Well, last thing we'll say, if you're not subscribed to V-Speed Racing Network, please subscribe. We're so close to that 500 mark. Got friends, family, just tell them, hey, subscribe. They don't even like racing. They hate racing. But make them subscribe. Tell them it's something tell them it's like knitting or some sort of painting or some sort of like how-to on how to make your garden greener or something like that. And that way they subscribe, then we can get a little bit closer to 500. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you later.